Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Untitled Projects. Thanks for clicking. We've got a bit of an interesting one today, like we always have an interesting one every day, but this is a ultralight aircraft called an Aero-works Aerolite 103. And it's similar to microlights and all those other super light aircraft that you see floating about in the English skies and the Welsh and the Scottish skies and the Irish skies and, the UK and America and all over, really. And I wanted to see what this one was like because I've never flown one of these, and it came out a couple of days ago from a little known place called Nemeth Designs, which I think did a lot of helicopters for Microsoft Flight Simulator X. So, yeah, awesome. I don't know a whole lot about them. All I know is that this didn't have particularly good reviews, and I was messing around with the old Cree the other day, the Cricket, which is another new release in the last couple of days. Did a video on that as well, so check it out. And this had pretty bad reviews. People not being able to take off, people not being able to do all sorts of different things. I've got to say, I've actually been fine, so I haven't really had any problems. There are a couple of little weird bugs here and there. You'll see as we go along. I'll point them out. Nothing major. I can certainly get off the ground. I can certainly fly, and it's actually pretty good fun to fly. So let's check it out. So what is it? It is a crazy, weird light aircraft that you don't need a pilot's license for. So this is why people buy this kind of stuff. In real life, they only cost about £8,000. So if you're willing not to have a car, I guess, for most, then you can have this instead. And it, it's got some pretty good stats attached to it. It's kind of cruises at about 65 miles an hour, I think, and has a stall speed of about 25. It really doesn't weigh much. It weighs, I think, 112 kilograms, and that's empty, with a maximum of 276 kilograms with a pilot in it. So you've got to be light. No one that is big boned, I'm afraid. And you obviously can't carry much with you, so you can't really go on a weekend away. And what else? It's got a relatively good range, 200 kilometers. That's going to get you pretty much across the middle of the UK from coast to coast, almost. At a thin area. Well, they do say if you're anywhere in the UK, you're only an hour away from the sea, which is almost true. But maybe it's 2 hours. Can't remember. Anyway, it's you don't really want to exceed 70 miles an hour on this. 70 knots, sorry, because I'm sure it'll start ripping apart. But you do have a parachute. Just here. I'll show you when we go into the cockpit. It climbs pretty well. I mean, I can't fault it, but let's have a look. So texture-wise, it looks pretty nice. This is all aluminium tubing with sailcloth on top of it. It's really basic. It comes as a kit. So when you buy it, all of this is already assembled. All the complicated bits, all plugged in, down to those crazy electrics. You just got to put the wings on and I guess maybe put the sailcloth on, a little bit like those model aircraft that you buy. Certainly looks like he might have done that. He didn't do, maybe not a great job, I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, let's check it out. So, pretty good detail inside, I would say. I mean, yeah, you can't really fault it. I've seen higher fidelity stuff, but this is pretty nice. It's got a little bit of dirt going on. A little bit of distress that people sometimes buy already distressed jeans, that kind of thing. Yeah, what more can I say? It looks pretty good. Movement's good, not too jaggedy, I guess. It's all flown by these wires. You can see those wires there, a little bit like servos you have in RC planes. In fact, exactly like servos that you have in RC planes, but yeah, and it is obviously fuel, but it takes a mixture of fuel. You have to mix yourself. So if you're used to lawnmowers and you're used to really old motorbikes, you're going to be used to this. So what about this panel in front? What have we got? We have our fuel quantity here. So we're about half. That's a standard thing for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It always gives you half. Here's our exhaust temperature. So I'm guessing if it gets really high, you're probably going to die. That's all I know. And this maybe is a very flammable aircraft. I don't know. They probably thought about that. It's probably not. Here's our airspeed, basic. It starts at 20. Pretty much starts at 20. And that's because you never really fly it below 20 because your stall speed's 25. So you're going to drop out of the sky if you're below 20. But it's probably relatively easily forgiven if that happens. Obviously your altimeter here, real basic stuff, and your vertical speed goes up to 6. So I haven't pushed it that far yet. I think I've pushed it up to about 2 or 3. All good. And here's your ADF frequency set here. So and that's your automatic direction finder going to take you to your beacon so you can't get lost. Let's have a look at these control surfaces. Kind of strange ailerons there, because you have this extreme 40 degree here and then this one which is, you know, 10-15 degrees behind it. I'm sure there's a reason for that, and I'm sure I'll be told, but you know. There's our up and down and our rudder. Very cool. And you can see all this nice little detail, which is cool. You can see these moving, which is nice, and so on and so forth. So good stuff. But anyway, one extra thing, it is quite pricey. So it's $17.90, and for some reason everything on Nemeth Designs has 90 after it. Who knows why? Maybe it's just I don't know, a good luck thing. So yeah, that translates to £14, which is pretty pricey for an additional aircraft that isn't in the marketplace, because this isn't. It does come with quite a few liveries, so that's nice. But let's get into the air and check it out. So first of all, here's your parking brake, and that is off. We want to put that on. Very nice. Our fuel here is open, all good to go. Cool. This is really basic, by the way, super basic. This is your primer here. That's gonna be it's kind of a choke in a way. All of this is on. If you turn any of this stuff off, your engine's going to turn off. There is a sequence. It does come with a manual to tell you how to do it, and I have done it. And there was a little bug where I couldn't start the engine again for some reason, so I had to use a key command for that. So that is slightly annoying. But anyway, and we've got our windshield here to stop us from getting covered in flies, I guess. But you're going to wear some cool shades anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. Right, let's throttle it up. Oh, okay, so I didn't put the brake on, but that's cool. Maybe that's the wrong way around. Oh, maybe I did. No, I didn't. Oh, okay. There we go. Ooh, oh, and yeah, just a little side note there that it does immediately yaw to the left. That might be my configuration though, so I wouldn't worry too much. And there we go. So takes off real easy. I think I figured out the bug that people were having an issue with. Didn't have their parking brake on. Nice little bit of water down there. Yeah, so we're in the Welsh mountains today. I mean, hills. You wouldn't really call them mountains anywhere else in the world, but here it's treacherous. Anyway, so yeah, we're cruising. Our speed's going down a little bit. You can see we're barely up to 1 in climb. That's fine. As soon as you lift the nose up just a little bit, it's, yeah, that speed does drop down. So we want to cruise at about 65 knots. You can see we're getting blown from left to right quite considerably here because of that side wind, which is very interesting, way more. So that shows that the model's good. Yeah, cool. So what else can I say? I mean, it's kind of nice just to float about, really. I'm really digging some of these slower planes, like the Blayo and the Cree and all of these little ones. Yeah, I was always a jet man. Well, this is cool. Anyway, let's have a look outside. So, pretty good in the air. Prop looks nice. In general, it's great. There's your fuel tank, so don't crash because your fuel tank will probably explode and then you're screwed. There's your exhaust. Yeah, nice. So there is aerobatic versions of this. I have tried to do some aerobatics in this, and it hasn't worked. So I did overspeed it in a nosedive over Snowdon, and yeah, it wasn't great. So it overspeeded at about 80, just over 80 knots, and then everything went dark. So yeah. Oh yeah, and also if you do get into trouble, you got a little parachute, but you can't pull it. So, and also you can't trim this plane at all. So it's all fly-by-wire. It's all, you know, VFR, all of that. All hands-on stuff, which I think some people will like. That is it. I could probably try and do maybe a loop-the-loop. Oh, it's lagging now. Let's see if we can just do a tight turn. Let's start with that, shall we? Okay. Here we go. Okay, so she turns on a dime. Look at that. That's cool. Oh, lag E. I think my internet's terrible today, but, you know, whatevs. So, yeah, if you can afford the £14, which seems like a lot for something like this, that isn't, I have to say, is a little bit buggy. There's a couple of little things that have gone wrong for such a simple aircraft. Yeah, go for it. It's fun. It's light. And, yeah, whatever. But before we do anything else, let's find an airport and go for a landing. Oh, there it is. There we go. You never get too far away. Oh, and just a side note, don't run out of fuel. I always run out of fuel. I think I just fly too long, and I'm having such a good time. But it's always a good test, you know? The dead stick landing. Let's see. I'm actually floating pretty well at the moment. Whoa, look, it's like a kite. Oh. Yeah. Okay, well, let's try that again. Let's try a landing, because I want to show you that. Alright, so now we're turning on to finals. You can see there's our little landing spot. So we don't have flaps. So what you got to do is just slow her down and glide her in. Yeah, that's all I can tell you to do. There we go. There's our landing strip. Look at that house on the left. I love how that is clearly, you know, an old, really beautiful old house with someone's own airstrip and own plane, and they've just made it into some kind of modern cowshed. Okay, so, right. Throttle all the way off. Obviously, this is going to get blown around like it is already, so you've got to kick that rudder, which I haven't done yet, so, yeah. So it'll slow down pretty gradually, and then you've just got to kick it round. Like I said, throttle all the way back down. Watch out for all those sheep there. But it never looks like it's going very fast. So this is now facing into wind. Oh, got to kick it, got to kick it. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. Oh yeah, one really weird thing is when you spawn in, you slide backwards. So another little bug there. I'm not sure why that is. Yeah. Right, I'm going to get up in the air, then I'm going to do another landing. And then I'll show you how to do it. I think I'm landing the wrong way. Right, I'm finals properly now. You can see the airport just over there. Just here. There we go. So I'm going to come a little bit faster than I did before. Yeah, you can really see that wind just pushes you. So you've kind of almost got to, like you're sailing, got to tack it in a way. So I'll get a little bit closer and then we'll see what to do with the speed. Right. This is going to work, I'm sure. Lots of rudder. Make sure I'm coming in real nice. Yeah, pretty cool. They've got their own plane, isn't it, on the left? Somebody's got some serious cash dollar. Okay, so here we go. We're going to land just beyond that bridge. And yeah, if you stall it too quickly, like I did last time, you just fall out of the sky and there's almost nothing you can do. That's why you got that parachute, I think. Okay, here we go. God, we're going slowly. Kind of landing sideways. Oh, look at that. I think it's very windy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, kind of got its own little challenges. Pretty nice to fly. So, yeah, like we're saying, if you're interested, just pop down. There's a link in the old description. Go and have a look. I do try and keep these reviews pretty honest, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. First impressions, all that kind of stuff. So, being fair. And if you like it, there's loads more of this stuff. Pop that subscribe button. Always really useful. And hopefully I'll get up to 1 billion billion subscribers, maybe 1 billion describers by next week. Cool. All right. Thanks for stopping by.